Hi, I'm Lonnie Summers, the Executive Director and Founder of the Fetal Hope Foundation. I'd like to welcome you all to the National Organization Mothers of Twins annual conference here in beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina. First, I'd really like to thank the organizing board of this year's convention, as well as the NOMOTC National Board, for having us as their selective charity this year. We're very, very excited to be that, and we've enjoyed a very long partnership with them. Unfortunately, I'm not able to be there in person, and I apologize. We've been working with our local Children's Hospital of Colorado here on a new fetal center, and it's required me to be here instead during this week. One of the important things is that many of us know that there was a really horrific tragedy that took place in Aurora, Colorado, which is also a suburb of Denver, with the shootings that took place at the theater. And it was a heinous, senseless crime for no rhyme or reason than somebody just trying to gain attention and be infamous for all the wrong reasons. They took the lives of young and the old. They didn't discriminate against who it was. And I ask you to please keep all the families and friends in your thoughts and prayers as they go through this time, as well as the community and this healing. And certainly I encourage you, if you can, to support any of those organizations that are doing all they can for those families and victims and friends. In talking about that a little bit, we lost 12 people on Friday due to this horrific crime. There's another horrific crime that's taking place every single day. Every single day we lose 200 babies to a fetal syndrome. That includes a lot in our twin communities as well. Such diseases as twin-to-twin transfusion syndrome, which actually kills more babies per year than SIDS, selective intrauterine growth restriction, which is on the rise and also taking quite a few lives every single day. Fetal Hope Foundation was found to be the #1 resource for families when they go through a situation like this, so that they know what options are there for them, so that they know what treatment options are there for them as well. I think many of you are pretty aware of my own personal story with my own twin daughters. A little over 9 years ago, we were diagnosed with a syndrome, and thanks to a miraculous doctor in Florida, did in utero surgery and saved them. From that time forward, we decided to dedicate our lives to making a difference in those in need when a syndrome affects somebody. You might be wondering how often it happens. 800,000 pregnancies every year will be affected by a fetal syndrome. That's 4 times greater than breast cancer. Many of us will never know the cause. Many of us will never even know that we had it, a syndrome taking place. In today's world, we give it a very non-emotional tie sound to it when we have a loss. Fetal demise, miscarriage. But a lot of times there's underlying reasons that those things do occur. And we don't know all of them that happen, but we do know that there's well over 100 syndromes that do take place on a yearly basis and affect families all over. And you remember those times when you're first pregnant and you're excited about your pregnancy, excited about seeing that very first smile, holding for the very first time, doing that very first feeding, seeing that very first day of school. Think about today that 200 families, that's 400 parents, moms and dads, will never know that joy that so many of us take for granted every single day. And I think when we have a tragedy that took place, it kind of reminds us of the importance of life and the importance of trying to battle senseless things that happen. It's impossible to prevent it all, but we have to keep trying, and that's what the Fetal Hope Foundation is doing. We support between 15,000 to 25,000 families a year, and I'm very, very excited once again that we are the official charity this year. And I'd like to introduce you to some very important people in my life. I'd like to introduce you, everybody, to my wonderful, beautiful wife, Michelle Summers. She's also one of the founders of the Fetal Hope Foundation, and she's our main patient care coordinator. Michelle, we've helped a tremendous amount of families this year, more so than we have in our history that we've existed. It's got to be pretty dramatic when a family calls you and they're in need.
Definitely. It's a call that you hope you don't get. I mean, we're here for a reason, but every time the phone rings, it kind of makes your heart pause for a minute, and you hear that voice on the other end where a parent is upset and frantic that they just got this news that their baby is very sick, and they don't know what to do, they don't know where to turn, they're in a panic. We partner with the fetal care centers to help patients so that the last thing the family wants to worry about is how they're going to get there. They're concentrating on the baby, they're concentrating on what the diagnosis is, what their treatment options are, which we're also filling them in on the information, but as well we have a travel grant program where we work with the fetal care center to find out what dates of travel they need, where they need to be, how they need to get there, and whether we're booking an airline ticket or a bus ticket, we're there to help the family as much as we can, or book a reservation at a hotel so that they have somewhere to stay once they arrive in the city where they can be treated. We take everything. We get something as odd as a phone call at 5 in the morning where a family has arrived at the hospital or at the airport and their ticket for some reason is in existence. So we get on the phone and get them on a plane as soon as we can.
And probably one of the important things to mention to people too to realize is that I'd like to introduce you to my beautiful, wonderful daughters that were saved by doing in utero surgery. This is Aspen and Ashley Summers. It's very important every day that we get to hug our kids and love them, and sometimes they even drive us a little bit crazy, as we all know. But we wouldn't change anything in the world because of that. They are the inspiration. They are the true inspiration for why the Fetal Hope Foundation exists. And I know that they have always been very concerned about the work that we do in a very positive way because they really want to help babies as well. And girls, I know, obviously you don't remember going through TTS in the womb, but I know Fetal Hope is very important to you. Why is it so important to you?
Because Fetal Hope helps save a lot of babies like us lives, and if it wasn't for Fetal Hope Foundation, a lot of those babies wouldn't be, either neither of them would be alive, or one of them wouldn't have a system like we do. And sometimes people might be really stressed out if they think if they find out that they have some kind of problem with their baby, but then when they find out about Fetal Hope, they feel better because they know that there's some way that their baby can be saved.
Well, that's a very, very good answer, girls, and Mommy and Daddy love you very much, and I know that you, because of you being born, have helped save thousands and thousands of lives, so you're a big inspiration, and I think we would like to leave everybody there with a message of, I know that you have gotten the opportunity to meet several survivors out there as well, in person as well as here through the video, but we would really appreciate your continued support, and it doesn't take very much. Our organization, a donation of little as $10, but I encourage everybody to please go out to our website, please donate there at the convention. Help us continue to help babies. This year we have seen an enormous amount of families in need. We are going to be easily double the amount of families that we've helped in any given year with our grant programs that could be well in excess of 60 to 70 families. That may not sound like a lot, but every donation dollar goes directly to help those families. And girls, I think that you probably have one last important message for all our wonderful audience.
Please donate to Fetal Hope to save kids' lives just like us.
Thank you, everybody.